in your high school days, did you go to the different vaudeville theaters and listen?
Oh, sure, yeah. I found out that once in a while they'd send me downstairs. You're supposed to sit in the detention room.
Yes.
It's really, if you were sick, they put you down there. And I found out in the neighborhood there was a theater called The Prospect, where for 15 cents you could kill 2 hours. You saw a vaudeville show and a movie.
Yes.
So when I got in trouble, I'd leave the detention room and go to the theater to kill 2 hours so my parents wouldn't know what I was doing, you know. And I picked up a lot of jokes that way. Just picked them up. Had no intention of doing them. I guess I wanted to be a hit all over, you know, be popular.
Sure, sure.
Without planning anything. I never had any background.
Would you have seen people like Al Jolson or George?
I didn't see them there, but I met them later on in life.
Yes, but not at this point.
No, not at that point. I was just a kid, you know.
Sure, sure. Now let's talk about the Syncopators, Mr. Youngman.
Oh, that was a band I had, the Swanee Syncopators. That was popular. Swanee was popular. The name Swanee. Swanee. Al Jolson used to sing a song about Swanee.
Yes, written.
So we got popular, so wherever we went, we named the band. If I played in Flatbush, the band became the Albemarle Five. It would look like that we were from the neighborhood.
Yes.
We went to the Bay Ridge, we were the Bay Ridge Six. Wherever we went, we named the band for the neighborhood. Which made us more popular, you know.
I can imagine.
And they used to have fights in those damn places those years, but they wouldn't touch the band.
Yes.
We played the Star Spangled Banner when a fight started. That would stop the fight.
Yes, yeah. Were the other members of the Syncopators also Jewish?
No.
No.
No, they weren't. No, I was the only Jewish boy.
You're the only Jewish...
But we all got along swell.
Yes, yes.
We were a lovely bunch of guys.
Yes, yes.
And we took our girls with us.
Yes.
And we had fun. We got paid $5 a night, sometimes 7, sometimes whatever the job paid, we took it. We had fun. They all had day jobs.
Yes. And you did a lot of work on the Coney Island Boardwalk, didn't you?
Right. We used to get down there and play and have a crowd around us and pick up a couple of bucks.
It was called Henny Youngman and the Syncopators.
That's right. Oh, my God, that's funny. I still got letterheads to say that.
Hen, H-E-N Youngman.
Right.
And the Syncopators.
That's right. The Swanee Syncopators.
Now, let's talk, Mr. Youngman, about you going to the Catskill resorts.
I worked at a place called the Swan Lake Inn. My cousin owned it. He was one of the owners.
Okay.
And besides being musicians, I was on all the time. I was always trying to get laughs. I never got paid for it. But I used to be a funny guy around. People like me, and I used to take the people on the hike to get them away from the place where we worked. They wouldn't complain then.
Sure.
People away from the place.
Right.
We took them on hikes or a boat ride, and we kept them busy till lunchtime. Then we all came back. Then we left again. We got them away from the place, so they wouldn't complain. There was something to complain about.
Sure. Now, in your book, you mentioned that the owners of Grossingers and Kutchers, they resented the entertainers in the beginning, didn't they?
No, the farmers.
The farmers did.
The farmers did because they saw a couple of guys eating free. They didn't realize we were entertaining their customers.
You bet. Without you
The farmer got together with a hotel owner. He owned the cows and the milk and all the things that people would have. And they were like partners. But the farmers saw us guys having a good time, and they resented it.
And really, it's kind of funny because you guys, without the entertainers, I don't think the Catskills would have developed.
Exactly, because the farmers were, they didn't realize that we were a benefit to them, you know.
Absolutely.
We kept the people busy. We kept them laughing all week.
You kept them coming.
They had a good time.
You bet. And without you guys, the people wouldn't have come up there.
I believe that they would get bored easier.
That's right.
But with us around, there was always some laughs and some fun. We had a guy come up from New York. He was very haughty. He used to read poetry. So 4 in the morning, the bed fell down. We left his bed open. The whole joint went up in a crash. Guy got in bed and the thing fell apart. You know, we used to do crazy things.
Sure.
It was fun.
So other than the Swan Lake Inn, would you have worked at Grossinger's and
Well, yeah, well, later on I got booked at Grossinger's, I got booked at the Concord.
Yes.
That's when I didn't have the band anymore.
You know, at what point do you break away from the band and become your own man?
I worked in Jersey with the band, a place called the Nut Club.
Yes.
And one night an act didn't show up, so the boss asked me, Henny, you tell jokes. I got a banquet out here. Go on and tell the jokes. Or they'll all walk out on me. So I went up and told all the jokes. I was a hit.
And you played your
The boss said, let the band go. I'll keep you. So I became a comic overnight.
So that's how you got away from the Syncopators.
That's right.
Interesting. And let's talk about your days at the Stage Delicatessen. Was Walter Winchell helpful to you?
No, that was with Lindy's. Winchell was in Lindy's.
All right.
I found out about Lindy's. I started to go there, and I got known around there. I was telling gags, and Winchell let me sit with him, and Damon Runyon, and Billy Rose. These were all important men.
You bet they were.
And hanging around there was great. Burl was there. All the comics used to hang there.
Yes.
And I got to be known around there. I used to get home 6 in the morning. My wife would be livid.
Yes.
Where are you? What are you doing? They didn't know there was night people.
Yes.
People who went out after they got through work. The entertainers, they would go to a restaurant to eat, you know.
Yes.
And, in fact, my mother-in-law made me leave. I used to stay at Sadie's house once in a while. And she asked me to leave because she called me a bum.
Yes.
And my wife went with me, so we stayed together 58 years.
Yeah, it was a wonderful marriage, wasn't it?
Yeah, well.
So, with your good sense of humor, why don't you, or why didn't you write some of your own one-liners?
I couldn't write jokes. I never thought that way. I could ad-lib, though.
Yes, you're great at that.
I could ad-libbing in situations.
Yes. But
and that very seldom happened because I had good jokes. And I didn't give the audience a chance to ask questions. I didn't get in trouble too much. I just went out and did the jokes. Nobody bothered me. They laughed.
Yes.
But when we do a friar's roast, that's when somebody roasts you, you know?
Yes.
And you have to ad-lib and be around and be able to answer these guys. So I think I've done pretty good that way. I'm always funny.
You're very funny.
It comes out funny some reason.
Now, you've always had a special relationship with Milton Berle.
Milton let me hang around him. I was a printer. My father made me learn a trade. I was a printer. I had a little printing stand. Not only in the Kresge's, but there was a penny arcade on 6th Avenue and 45th Street.
Yes.
And the guy let me in with a little stand with my machine on it. I used to do printing while you wait. Milton Berle was appearing at Low State those years. He was a kid. So in between shows, he walked up to 6th Avenue. And he saw me there, and I was selling fun cards. When I didn't get orders to print, I ran around to all the papers trying to sell 10 funny cards for a dime. So Berle liked the jokes. And we got to be friends, and we've been friends ever since.
Yes. Would you say he's been an influence on your career?
Well, he let me hang around him. Nobody can teach you comedy. You got to have that in your system, you know.
Yes.
But Berle always favored me and let me hang around him.
He's always spoke very highly of you.
Yeah, we always got along pretty good.
Yes.